Welcome back, Refocus Gang, and welcome back to another episode of Refocus on You. I greatly appreciate you guys watching. Please make sure that you are liking, subscribing, and sharing these videos. Today, we are joined by Mr. Mel Too Nasty.
What's going on? Refocus on You squad. How y'all doing?
Today, we're going to be talking about men and their feelings. So,
Hmm. It's a big topic.
right. All right, so I wanted to talk today about the importance of men being able to express their feelings and properly being heard without their feelings being pushed to the side. I know as growing up, we were all taught that men or boys don't cry and they don't show
hmm
any form of emotion. And I believe that has really ruined our men.
hmm
For real, for real.
I totally agree with that. And I personally like to say that I'm a little different because, as you know, our mom's dad, he taught me it's okay to cry.
So
My dad's dad taught me it's okay to cry. Show your emotion. And granted, my dad's dad, I only got memories of him, up until 10, but still, I was taught those things. Like, don't ever be scared to let tears fall. Like, just because you a man don't mean you can't cry. Don't mean you can't feel. Don't. They've always taught me that. But it's just don't let nobody else see it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
It's hard to let it show, but only let it show to yourself. Like that's how I was taught.
mm-hmm.
So I got it a little bit different, but at the same time, looking out in the world, I got the same thing. Like, nah, nigga, you can't cry. Like, we don't want to see like you a bitch. Like, suck that shit up. Like, that's how it was out in the world. But I, as a young adult, up into uh, I'll say up until I was 16, 17. That's when me and granddaddy, mommy's daddy, um, not really kind of fell off, but I grew up, I matured, I went on my pre-teen adult ways. So I needed less of granddad's words, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, no. Um, a lot of men today teach boys, young men, that you can't show no emotion. You can't cry. You can't let them see you weak, or crying is weak, and showing emotion don't make you a man. Like, it's so weird how these niggas have brought these kids up. Like,
Right,
it really is.
right.
Sorry, my phone beeping and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and it teaching us that really doesn't teach us to appreciate a man and his feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you guys are supposed to basically be robots.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you
Mm-hmm.
think like that stemmed from? Do you think it came from just having to provide and go into a world that sometimes for certain men didn't necessarily accept them? So they had to put on some type of macho, and instead of being able to take it off when they get home, they still had to pretend like, no, I'm good. I have this.
Yeah. I think it comes from the quote unquote old guard mentality. Like, that's the old age, if that makes sense. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know, like it just seemed like over the years, when you look at the older generations, that's how they move through life. That's the man was the provider, the woman did the cooking, the cleaning, but at the same time, as a man, when you get home, you still got stuff to do around the house, like take out the trash and around the yard, cut the grass, and make sure the yard looks straight. Just the what's the word I'm looking for? Like, mm, the physical upkeep, if
Mhm.
that makes sense. Like, so if you gotta physically upkeep everything around you, you kind of get stuck in that mode. So it's like you always on upkeep physically, even within yourself.
Right, right.
So it's like emotionally, physically, mentally, you gotta always stay on even keel. Like you can't You can't get too high, you can't get too low. You get too high, motherfucker might want to shit on you and try to bring your parade down. You get too low, motherfuckers don't care how you feel and beat you down even more. So yeah, I think it just comes from I think it comes just like from the old school. Like that's how they operated, and over time, our generations that then came on after them just then kind of made it a little bit was not rougher, but more set in stone.
Okay.
Because women nowadays, they ain't scared to speak.
Right.
So I mean, they'll tell you how they feel. And nowadays, a lot of women will tell you they don't care about your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
They don't
I
care.
know. I've heard women refer to men as being sensitive and all of that, like when they try to express themselves or being
Mm-hmm.
overly emotional.
Mm-hmm.
So that leads me to my question. Why do you think, as far as we have come in like mental health and technology, it's still some kind of stigma around men expressing themselves? Because I know at like one point no one really expressed themselves. Like the woman
Mm-hmm.
couldn't tell the man that it was nothing wrong with her, and the man couldn't tell the woman it's nothing wrong with him.
Mm-hmm.
So growing as far as we have grown, why do you think it's still a stigma around men? Because like you said, women speak.
Right. Um, and it's crazy that my thought process leads me to this answer. But I'm gonna be real with you. I think it's the niggas who niggas keep around them.
Mm,
For real. Like when you think about it, say if it's me, my homie Joe, and another homie Chris. If I'm in front of my girl and she says some shit that really, really hit me, that really get to me, I'm thinking two things. One, I can't spaz on her because of the consequences it'll have on me. And I can't emotionally get too down because I'm in front of my niggas and I don't want them to see me act like no bitch. And I feel like that's where it comes from. Like, is you don't want to seem lesser than or weak-minded in front of another dude.
so it's an ego thing. My
Yeah,
house.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I really feel like that because that's where you get these different terms like pillow talking,
Mm-hmm.
cupcaking. Like, because when you think about it, those terms mean what? One-on-one.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure you can speak from experience. When you got a guy one-on-one, he says shit that he don't say when he around his niggas.
It's true. That's true.
Think about it.
That is very true.
Think about it.
Men will get more, I guess they'll come out more when it is just you and them.
Mm-hmm.
And I have heard men tell me, "You don't supposed to have no feelings. What you talking about?" So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I always see this Facebook meme, and I don't know, I can't remember word for word, but it always goes something like men ain't supposed, or as a man, I see now we ain't supposed to be happy, sad, frustrated, emotional, just any type of emotion. We're supposed to be straightforward, narrow robot.
Right, right.
Like I see that meme all the time, and every time I see it, I share it.
Right, right. And
Cause
I mean that's literally true sometimes, like
yeah,
because men are just supposed to go. It's like, what are you doing for me?
yeah,
What are you providing for me? Are you making me happy? Are you taking care of my kids? But it's honest, nobody stops to say, are you good?
yeah,
Do you need anything? Yeah.
yeah. So I think that's why, like, each side got its casualties, but if you pay attention to the entertainment, the entertainment industry,
Mm-hmm.
look at suicides. How many female actresses and entertainers commit suicide? How many? You don't hear about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But think about the men. Think about the men. You got from way back when, Kurt Cobain. You got actors, and Kurt Cobain's country singer, but you got actors, Heath Ledger. You got what's my man? Robin Williams.
Mhm.
Like you got wrestlers. I mean, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, all these men in some form of fashion. Granted, Chris Benoit took his family with him, but in some form of fashion took their life.
Right.
And when you do the research and understand how they lived their life and what caused it, it all comes down to motherfuckers being unhappy because they can't express themselves. They
Mhm.
can't tell the next person, yo, I'm having a fucked up day, bro. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna go to sleep and wake up tomorrow. Like, they ain't got nobody to tell that.
Mhm.
So you think about the women's side, you got your girl cliques, you got your mom groups, you got all that. You got your uh women's empowerment groups, like that all y'all can hop in and speak y'all mind and just vent and all that. Like, sure, I'm pretty sure the guys got like, a couple group chats or something like that. But as far as like out there for every man to go to, it ain't really too many outlets like that.
And really, how honest are men being in those group chats or on those
Exactly.
forums because they may be afraid of judgment?
Right. Or if it's even a group chat of women, yeah, they might be afraid of judgment. But think about it how I just said, a group chat full of niggas, you
Mhm.
still not gonna get too
Mhm.
into your feelings. So yeah.
So, how important do you feel like it is for a man to be comfortable expressing their feelings? Like comfortable as in actually breaking down and being able to tell you whatever, whenever, without any fear of judgment. And how important is it for men to get to that point in today's time?
Um, it's very important. And I say it's very important what you have to tell everybody else, but what you have to realize as yourself, because people don't realize this, but if 10 different people ask you if you okay, and to yourself you not okay, but you tell them 10 different people you okay, guess what? That 11th person, which is yourself, gonna start to believe you okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you psyching yourself out, but it ain't doing you no good because you lying. You lying to everybody else and you lying to yourself. So it just take you down a whole different road of false sense of security emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's very important just off the being able to be true with yourself, diagnose yourself, like, yo, I ain't right now, like I ain't good, like I need to do something different than what I'm doing in this right moment, because in this right moment I'm not okay.
Right.
So when you got the consciousness and the thought process to go through those emotions and understand those emotions, but at the same time express those emotions truthfully, it's the trifecta. Like you need that.
So do you feel like men are not requiring it as a standard? Because women have a whole lot of standards. So it's time for men to actually require, like, nah, you're gonna have to sit down and listen to me and validate my feelings. Like you can't just say, oh well, you did such and such. No, listen to me with your heart and
Mm-hmm.
understand. How do you believe men are coming around to being able to do that, or it's still like we're not
Um, some,
ready? Mhm.
some, some are coming around because some are realizing, like, mentally, I'm the most important. Even if you got kids, even if whatever, at that moment, mentally, I'm most important because I can't take care of them if I can't take care of myself.
Yes.
So I'm more important, and I'm more important enough to myself to tell you, Hell no. I'm not emotional. Hell no, I'm not sensitive. My nigga, I'm telling you how I feel, and you're not finna down me for that.
Right.
And if you can't accept me telling you how I feel emotionally and meaning what I tell you and it being true, I
Right.
can't. I can't. Like, so no. Um, it's very important, man. Like, it's just very important to have that self-awareness.
Yeah.
So
That's the whole refocus brand. Like without a healthy you, it's a healthy nothing. Like
yeah.
honestly, we got the men out here running like robots, but then when they break down, it's like, oh, you broke down. Of course, you got me out here like a
Mm-hmm.
robot.
For real.
Yeah, so I,
Like,
I totally
and
get that.
when and to put it in perspective, when you got a robot, you don't need nothing else. The robot can do everything. And our real life, just seeing a motherfucking video from China, literally in the Olympics, a fucking robot taking the ball off a ball rack, shooting a 3-pointer, backing the fuck up to half court, taking another ball off the ball rack, and shooting a half court shot and made them fucking both. So my point by saying that is, it won't no men on the court.
Right.
Just that one robot and them 2 ball racks and them 2 basketballs. So if they got one robot that can do that, they got another robot that can do that. And if they got 2 robots that can do that, they got 10 robots that can do that. And guess what happened if you got 10 robots? You don't need men running up and down the court no more.
True.
5 robots versus 5 robots. It's still basketball.
Yeah. That's true. That's
So
true.
I did not like that shit when I saw it. Like I did not like it because I'm like you see the shit moving clear as day on the court. Like it looks inhuman. Like how the fuck is this thing? Like it held the ball like this at half court, Kimmy, and
Wow.
like did like his little arm thing and shot it with one hand. Swish, fucking swish. So just off that example, when you have a bunch of robots, that's all they know. All they know is what you're programming them or what you're telling them to do. Because essentially, if you constantly tell somebody the same thing, you're programming their brain to do what you're telling them.
Right.
So, yeah, I feel like we should definitely start requiring it because we are not less than a woman. We are not more than a woman. We're equal to, at least in my eyes. So if I can sit there and let you vent to me, you can sit there and let me vent to you.
That's true. That's 100% true. We fought for equal rights, so let that man have it.
Yeah, facts. Like facts.
We fought for them rights. So yeah, I definitely feel you there. So how can women create a space for their sons or their partners or husband to feel okay with expressing themselves? Like say it's a married woman and maybe her husband is not there yet. How do she start coaxing him into like, hey, I want to know how you feel. Hey, your feelings are important. You are important to me. Let that out. How do you facilitate that space for a man?
One, you have to tell them more than a couple times because
Right.
at first you feel like you're lying or you feel like you're playing or you just trying to give a little bit but not really trying to give it all, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, like you I don't know. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I know you said like you got to keep telling them. So, and of course, when you say it the first time, they might be like, "Girl, whatever. Good. I'm good. I'm good. Whatever." So you come back, like you keep on enforcing it. Like, no, we need to talk. I need to know your feelings. When it comes to something small, like say your husband comes in and he like, I really prefer to already have dinner done when I get home. Like I don't want to wait for you to cook.
Mm-hmm.
In a situation like that, most women be like, well, I got stuff to do too. But in a situation, if you are been telling your man like, hey, I want to know how you feel, such and such. If he gives you that breadcrumb,
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge that
Mm-hmm.
breadcrumb and make sure that man, even if it's just his dinner, if you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be late, just buy him some takeout and cook the kids something else, but validate that
Mm-hmm.
he said that, and that will cause him to open up more.
Right. And he see you like, oh shit, like, damn, she did cook me some more. She did went and get me some hot, so I ain't gotta wait for her. Like I can eat as soon as I get home. We notice that type of shit.
Right.
Like I'm telling you, men are so it get on my nerve because I do it too. We're like, well, I ain't gonna say every man, but a lot of men pay more attention than what y'all give us credit for. So the only thing is, a woman to speak on it, a man is just let it go because they just gonna see what you do next. Because guess what? If we say anything, we tripping.
Right.
We in our feelings, or so we just see, let it go, and see if it's gonna come back around.
Right. Right.
But yeah, like you said, if we see you making an effort, then it's like, all right, well, we can take it a little further. Like how can we get even better into this situation?
Mm-hmm. I
So
know it
yeah.
was a struggle for me because I won't raise to acknowledge a male's feelings or to be
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, what's good with you? Or anything
Mm-hmm.
like that. So actually you was the one that started making me think like, you gotta be more hands-on when it comes to men. Like make sure they good, make sure
Yeah.
they're receiving the same love that you want to receive. Because
Right.
the same way I like for my feelings to be acknowledged, I can say like men like for their feelings to be acknowledged too. And
Very true.
you're right, men do pay attention to the small things and the small things that you change. Like if he
Mm-hmm.
said he don't like red lipstick, if you continue to wear red lipstick, he feels like, oh, well, she don't care about my opinion. So he ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna tell you nothing else. You gotta grab them little
There it is. There it
you gotta
is. You
grab
hit
them
it
little
right on the head.
breadcrumbs.
Yeah, you hit it literally right on the head. Like if I said something, or if I pitch an idea or just a thought out of my brain and it don't resonate with you, in order for you to say, hey, I'm gonna switch it up for him because he did say something. And it's fuck what he talking about, because I'm a woman. I run me. He ain't gonna run me. I'm gonna keep wearing my red lipstick. And we ain't even on no power trip. We just telling you what we like.
Right.
It's literally we just telling you what we like. But because we have uplifted women so high, it's like, and I'm gonna tread careful here because I don't want to get attacked. It's like not comfortability, but what's the word? Expectation.
Okay.
Like I feel like women expect these things now. You expect for a man to cater, for a man to put you above, for a man to do all these things, because why? We have already uplifted enough, to right here with us,
Right.
and not necessarily, maybe not out in the corporate world, or where,
But in home life, yeah.
yeah, in home life, we have made y'all very important.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just I feel like it's coming from a place of expectation now.
Like it feel like it's your right.
Yeah, right.
It's your right.
Like entitled. That was the
Yeah.
word I was looking for. Entitled, right? But it ain't. I don't feel like it's nobody's fault. I feel like that's just been the natural human reaction from it all as women.
But it's
Like,
something that we definitely need to be fixing.
yeah, because put it to you like this: out in the street, You walking, you and your man's walking on the sidewalk, first ever time, y'all about to walk over a puddle. Now, I don't know too many niggas that's gonna do this. He gonna take his coat off, put it on the puddle, let you walk over and not get your feet wet.
Mm-hmm.
He did that the first time y'all ever went out. What you gonna expect every time it rains?
Right.
Think about
right.
it. So when you get it on a broader scale, let's make these women feel more important. Let's get them here emotionally, physically, mentally. And not to say it's a bad thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it just comes to be expected.
Right.
Like, well, y'all just, built us up all this.
Mm-hmm.
Why you want to say something about it or nitpick about it? But I don't know if that's how y'all feel, like we nitpick or what, but it really just be us expressing ourselves and us trying to tell y'all how we feel or how we think.
Right. I mean, I understand. As a female, I'm learning that you if you want a man to provide for you, to take care of you, to do all of those things, you have to add value to that man. And if that man cannot come home at the end of the day and say, babe, I had a fucked up day and I just need to lay down beside you, or I just need to do this without you coming to him like, oh, well, I need this, and this. If you are not the gateway to release for your partner, you are really not benefit that man, especially if he is fully taking care of you. Like you are supposed to be the release for that man. So women, we really have to do better with listening, providing that space. Stop teaching our little boys to don't cry. Let that little boy cry and get it out, and then teach him how to pick himself back up. Because little boys that you tell don't cry turn into men that you be like, why don't you tell me how you feel?
Yep. And instead of telling you how they feel, they socking you in the jaw.
Right. Because they don't know how to express those emotions any other way. That's true. So women, it is very important to start creating that space. Start talking to your man. If he's not one of those people to open up to you, make sure that you are coming to him with little small stuff. Make sure you let him know that little small stuff matter. I appreciate this. Thank you for paying the bills, even though you feel like that's his fault. Thank you.
Thank you
for making sure the house here.
Like I know this what the hell I'm supposed to walk out the house and do every day, or in my case at night because I work overnight, but acknowledge the fact that night after night I get my ass up and I walk out this house no matter the bullshit I gotta walk into.
Right.
No matter what, like I'm still getting up and I'm still walking out the house. Just tell me thank you. Tell me I see you. I appreciate you. Like something. Like that shit goes a long way because guess what? Men like to be validated too, whether we say it or not.
Right. I don't think women know that. Really, men like that appreciation. The same way you want him to be like, damn, babe, you've been cooking every day. He needs you to be like, damn, babe, you've been working every day. Take the day off. We gonna chill together.
Through stress and all.
The same way you need him to listen to what happened, he needs you to listen. So make sure you are trying to facilitate that communication in your house, and it'll create a better atmosphere, a better energy in the house. That's like if people know they don't got to come home to a war zone, they ready to come home. Like I just want to go home to my girl.
Hell yeah, for real. Like it really be like that. And this kind of track back to the common saying for a man: "Be my peace."
Right.
Like literally take that statement for what it is. When you trying to be there for a man, when you trying to get a man to open up, be his peace. Like all that word means. If you don't know what it means verbatim, go look it up and apply that to real world. Be his peace. If he feel like he ain't got to fight with you, he ain't got to argue with you, he ain't got to be on no riffraff with you. If y'all are talking, it ain't gonna be no arguing. Y'all gonna understand each other. Y'all gonna hear each other. If he already knowing that, he will indulge in so much shit you never thought. It's actually eye-opening.
Right.
And I might be speaking from personal experiences and just how I maneuver. But I can tell you, just off of conversation, I know a lot of guys that think like this. So they just don't say it because they feel like they're gonna be judged for it.
Right.
Because I find people that like I put in my circle, like in as far as I got a couple real life friends, but all the guys I got on the game, we get at real talk. Like we don't sugarcoat shit. We on your ass. Like you being honest, you telling us how you feel, you checking in. Like we literally got a whole group chat for my clan. Like we be in there checking up on each other. I know Maul hit me the other day, like, bro, I ain't heard from you. What's up with you? You tripping? Like, yeah, I'm good, big dog. Just been working, Yeah. So, but that's how it is with us. Like, literally, all of us are working men. Like, I work, Maul work, Zay work, Jody work, Sean work. Most of them got kids. Zay got 3, Sean got 2, Jody got 2, and his girl got, I think, 2 or 1. I got 1 on the way. Maul ain't got no kids yet, but we still busy.
Right.
So all of us can understand, no matter how long we go without talking to each other, when we reconnect, it's like that.
Right. Right.
So I put people around me like that not getting their feelings if you don't talk to them every day. But when you talk to them, it's still the same connection.
And that's what friends are for. That's true friendship.
Yeah.
That's true friendship.
So I it's different for us. So I just put myself, around that type of energy to, we gonna be honest with each other.
Right, right.
Like I built my squad off pride. Like we wolves for a reason. We proud for a reason. My wolf, my logo is a wolf for a reason.
Right.
Like I move with such precision, such calculation, and I like for my squad to do the same.
I understand that. So I'm gonna throw a couple tips out there, and you correct me if I'm wrong. So
okay.
Ladies, if you go to your men, your sons, or whatever, and you are trying to facilitate that space, know that it's not gonna always be easy conversation. Like sometimes they gonna throw you for a loop. You may have to get yourself together. You may have to not react in a hysterical way and verbalize like, okay, so what you saying is like, make sure you're actually understanding the communication. Don't throw it back up in their face. If you throw it back up in their face, they never gonna tell you nothing else. Like you just shut it all down. They never gonna open back up. That one is very important. They are never, once you get them one time, it's like, okay, that's it. That's it. And just listen. Like listening is very important. Don't turn it into, okay, well, me or I, or just listen. Make sure you are listening to them for real. Any final thoughts?
I got another tip to add. Okay. I got this little special thing about the word assuming. Don't make assumptions, because when you make assumptions, how do you spell assume? You make an ass out of you and me.
That's true. That's why it's
you
important.
Make an ass out of you and me. So you shall not assume. Ask.
That's right.
Don't make assumptions, because I don't want you to make an ass out of you and me. Just ask. So that I just always use that type of wordplay with that little assume, like make an ass out of you and me. Get it? Assume.
So do you feel like, let me ask you this, that's gonna make a woman more valuable?
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, if you give a man a safe place emotionally, y'all motherfuckers would not have to worry about Birkin bags. Y'all niggas would own Birkin. Like, I promise you. Like, and you wouldn't even have to ask for it. Because when you put a man to the point that he know his feelings is validated, he know that you care, he know that you're gonna listen, so he ain't even gotta wait till you said, babe, tell me what's wrong. He gonna come to you like, yo, babe, check this bullshit. And he gonna come and bring it to your table. When he know he can do that, yo, that man will spoil the fuck out you. Like it you become so much more valuable because now you aren't a trophy wife.
Right.
You are his piece to keep around and want at all times. Think about it like this.
He feels safe with you.
Mm-hmm.
And the same safety we want is the same safety they want. So y'all, women, y'all heard it from a man. Listen, validate those feelings because we all out here striving to be somebody's special place. That's not just a word or title. Be that. You have to actually be that. You have to be that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely appreciate the interview. This was dope. I like this.
Yeah, you already know. Whenever you call, just let me know a time and a place because I'm always loving these things. When these videos be so fun for me, because it let me dive into a different part of myself that I don't really dive into. Like, I'm real informative. I'm real pick another person up-ish. Like, but that's one-on-one type deal, or one on maybe two or three. Like, it is never broadcast these thoughts to the world. So it's different for me. Like, I get to let people in on how I think. And I've always been told, boy, you just think different. Like, you just different. Like, the shit you say, how you put it together, the examples you use, like, your shit just makes sense and it's different. So I don't know. I always try to give that side of myself when I'm on your panel or you doing an interview or something. So yeah, I love it. I love it.
That's what's up. I definitely appreciate it. And I'm pretty
No
sure we're going to have plenty more. Because I'm trying to get the stuff that we don't talk about, we need to be talking about it.
Right.
Like, everything changing. It's time for everything to change for real.
Yeah. Because it starts at literally, it starts with the smallest thing, and you get used to working on the small things, changing the small things, take it a step up, work on a little bit bigger things, change a little bit bigger things, take it a step up, work on the medium things, change the medium things, take it a step up, work on the big things, change the big thing. Like, it's just steps.
A snowball
effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Create a good life, a good home, and everything. Like, for real. But I definitely appreciate it.
No problem, sis.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure that you like and subscribe and share this with all the men in your family. Like, for real, it's time for men to be able to tell us exactly how they feel.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Peace out, y'all.